I'm starting that, so I'm gonna
Mhm.
just let
It's
me know
you.
when we've got a
A
feed.
thumbs up. Oh yeah, look at me. I see myself. Where do we have you? Where are you?
Oh wow, you know what? I need to readjust how I'm in a tiny box underneath, so I'm gonna just. Usually I fix this in the grid
Sure.
view. There we go. There we go. It's all sorted out. Hello and welcome to That Beautiful Life podcast. This is episode 262 of That Beautiful Life podcast. My name is Caduce Campbell. I have had a nap. You know, when you have a nap, you're awake, you're alive, you've got energy. Ugh. To be honest, I was so
Hopefully, yeah.
tired. I was so tired earlier on. I was out. I was like,
Wow.
I just passed out. But I'm awake and I'm here with the beautiful Roger Bergstrom all the way in Stockholm, Sweden. What's up, Rog? How you doing?
Yeah, it's fine. It's good over here as well. As we just talked a bit, our little chit chat before hitting the live button. It's good. It's summer and finally also it hit us here with good weather and quite hot, to be honest. It's been
It
over
is.
30 degrees and all that stuff, but we've been doing things. We're getting to that in a second. So
Mhm.
I hope you're fine as well. Have you had any? Yeah, what's the weather? What's the status like
It's
right
warm. To be
now?
honest, I literally one of the reasons why I didn't jump on the call just immediately as soon as because usually we hop in this call like maybe like 7:28, 7:27, somewhere around there. One of the reasons I didn't do that because I was going to get trousers because I was sitting here in
Oh,
me pants in me underpants, because really and truly
that's
right
great.
now it's warm enough that I can just walk around the house in my underpants. And also, my sister and brother-in-law are not here as well, and so
Okay,
I'm a very underpantsy guy, and it's just
you got to
they
take the opportunity, bro.
yeah
I mean, whenever you can do that man spread,
yeah
you're just
man
gonna go for
spreading
it.
all the time. I'm just walking
Yeah.
around spread. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna jump straight into the week and just let you
Yes.
guys know that my sister and brother-in-law are not here. They have they are in Trinidad. They've gone on
Oh,
holiday.
yeah, right.
And they've given me their blessing to mention the fact that they just got married. They are a newlywed couple. They're visiting family in Trinidad. I guess you call it their honeymoon in
Oh,
TT. So they're in the tropics. They're having great food and all that kind of stuff. So I went to a wedding last weekend. It was amazing. It was
that's
emotional.
beautiful.
Seeing
Yeah,
my
you
sister.
hinted. I know you hinted this, so I kind of had it in the back of my head, but
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because
Mm.
when I mentioned the whole thing that we went the wakeboarding thing a few weeks ago, it was because we took Eric on his stag. That was his stag, was to go
Yeah,
wakeboarding, and then we
yeah.
just went for some drinks and stuff like that after. But yeah, we they got married. It was a very emotional moment. Seeing my sister walk down
Oh,
the
of
aisle, she was
course.
tearing up and stuff, and
Oh,
yeah, it was nice. It was absolutely nice, and it was good to have family there and friends, and those who couldn't make it. We did a live stream so they could watch along as it went on. I was controlling the camera. I was following them around town with a camera in my hand. Yes, in your
that is so
face.
nice.
So yeah, so that has been my what do you call it? That's been my sort of start of the week, and then they left and they went to TT and they eaten all the good food that I'm not having, but it's okay. I'm not upset, but I am. And
Working with it, working on it. It's like,
working, working
yeah,
with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I will say the kids are off of school. Ty has had his last few weeks in school were pretty okay, pretty decent. I went on a school trip with him. I think by his standards of how things have been going for him, because like I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast, but he's been struggling with his self regulation in school, due to a lot of the stuff that's been going on in our family, and a lot of things have just been a bit chaotic for him, and so it's made him struggle a bit. But he's starting to get there. He's not there yet, but he's been having more and more better days. He's had
Good.
incentive, the incentive being that being money. So I've been incentivizing him with £1 a day, and he's managed to save up about 16 pounds. I think he got up to maybe 18, 20, but he spent some of it, so I think he's at 16 right now. But
Yeah, but
he's doing
that's
good.
good. Yeah.
He's doing good. So we had a school trip. I went to his school trip. We went on a school trip with the school. I made a new friend who happens to be Polish because her kid was there as well, and she was supervising, helping out.
Wow,
Because
that's cool.
on these school trips they have parents come and help out. Especially if your kid gets into a bit of trouble, they do ask if you can come and help. a bit. And yeah, genuinely we went and we did the whole school trip thing and everything like that. And this friend of his mom happens to be Polish, and so we started chatting about that sort of stuff, a bit of Polish stuff. And she's a nice lady. We had a nice chat, and her son and Ty seem to be best buds. So we've exchanged contacts and sort of arranged to have them meet up during the summer holidays and so forth. Alex, I introduced her to Alex, so two of them Polish is very easy. So like last weekend, Alex had to go to. She was supposed to go to this outfield sort of thing where like it's like a rave thing for kids, like music festival kind of thing for kids that she had booked with another friend of hers. But this friend couldn't make it. And I was just like, oh, I've got these tickets booked. I was like, how much do you pay for them? She's like, you don't want to know. I was like, no, Alex, you don't have to spend a lot of money. She's like, it's 20 quid. I was like, no, 20 quid. No. But yeah, in the end, I said, oh, let me call up my new Polish friend. And I called her up. I was like, yo, what are you doing? And she's like, nothing. I was like, are you free this afternoon? Yeah. Do you want to take your kid and meet with my missus and you guys can go off and do a thing? And she's like, yeah, sounds great. So I connected the two of them and they took the boys and they had a nice whole afternoon and it was great and nice and happy and la-di-da. So, yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah. It's been cool. So honestly, generally speaking, I think it's been one of the better weeks I've had in a while. I've genuinely, I've had a good grand old time. I am tired a lot at middle of the day. I am really exhausted because like you messaged me and I didn't reply for a while and you're probably like, well, you know what? He's probably died. But
no, I didn't think that. Well, a short second, but yeah.
First split second, of course. But yeah, I literally, I had, I came back, one of my brothers came over today. He calls me up, he's like, bro, like, what are you doing? I was like, not much. Why? He's like, you want to go to Curry's? I was like, yeah, Curry's for those who don't know, Curry's is a shop that sells tech in the UK. So it's a tech store. In the case of like Trinidadians, it's like super tech kind of thing, but bigger. I can't say for Swedes because I haven't really been to a lot of Swedish tech stores. There is a tech store in Poland that I've been to, but I can't remember the name of it. But generally, it's like a big tech store. You just go in, you buy. There's got a lot of stuff. You've got tellies as you walk in the door. You've got phones on the side. You've got tablets and stuff. And you go into the back and they have computers. And right down in the back, you've got gaming stuff. Cartridges and whatever have you, and CDs. But generally, went there. And he came over, me, him, his younger son, and the boys, me, Ty, and Xavier, and we went to the shop, and it was just a proper lad thing, we're there in the shop, lads looking at tech. It's like our native environment. We're like, ooh, have you seen this? Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And I'm like, we're walking to the shop, and I'm just seeing stuff. I'm like, Ray, look at this, You're gonna like this will look great. And he's like, you're a bad influence. How am I going to justify this to the missus? I was like, because I think as a lad, that is the thing. When you go shopping, you think to yourself, if you're a lad with a missus, how do I justify this irresponsible but fun purchase to the missus?
Of course.
She's going to be like, oh, well, why did you need that? But what do you mean? What do you mean? Why did I need that? Because I needed it. Like we went to a toy shop after and I picked up this. Why did I need Beyblades? Well, because I needed Beyblades.
Just because. Yeah.
Just because. There's the new line of Beyblades.
That is funny.
Are out, and they had a buy one get one free, buy two get one free sale, and I was like, I must get the two. So
yeah, it's cool that they're still around. I mean, I think we talked about those before, because I think I told you that especially Adam was quite into that when he was a kid. He had, he still has a box with quite a few. They were Beyblade and in school, and
stuff of legend, man. It's stuff of legend. Let's battle. Spade your bees and everything like that. Yeah, so I got a few. Ty wants one of them so badly. He's like, oh, daddy, he wants this one. It's called Dark Pegasus. It actually looks really cool. It's got like this dark sort of ring on it, and it's got purple, so black and purple kind of finish. It looks really cool. But I said to him, I was like, look, mate, I'd be willing to consider giving you this if for the rest of the week, until the end of the week, I don't hear any trouble between you and anyone in the house. No kind of like, because the thing is, most of the time when he gets in trouble at home is because him and Xavier are having an argument over something absolutely silly. And I'm like, mate, You can't be in the house arguing over silly things and wanting to come and say, "Daddy, can I get a Beyblade?" You know. So I'm like, look, you can. I'm happy to give you the Beyblade under the context that you don't create any kind of hassle for anyone, particularly Xavi. Um,
Yeah,
and
older
um,
brother.
and then we'd be fine. We'd be good. He can have it. We can
Yeah,
Beyblade
yeah,
battle. You know. So I'm
yeah. Cool.
excited to play it with him. They're still in the packaging. I'm excited to take them out and
That's nice.
you
Yeah,
know
of course. Give it a spin.
give it a
Just a
spin.
small talking about tech and those
Mhm.
things. I don't see the Yeti mic in the picture, but maybe you have a good position on it. Even so,
It's here.
it's there. Okay, okay, fair
So
enough. Yeah,
essentially,
yeah,
how my desk is set up now, I've
yeah,
improved the desk setup,
yeah,
Roger.
yeah, yeah.
I have refined it. I've made it exceptional. So what
Good.
I've done, because I've got my monitor set up in a perfect way,
Yeah.
it's set up in such a way. I wish I could just pull the camera wrong and just tune it for you guys and be like, look at what I'm seeing. But
Mm.
generally, I've set up the desk in a way that it's ideal. Like the third monitor on this side used to be up here, so I used to be looking up like that. Now it's down here in a nice location. I can just sit here and just watch the feed as we're podcasting. And the mic just fits. It hangs perfectly over this monitor because I've lowered it. So because it's hanging perfectly over it, the mic is not in the way. Like you can see the shock mount sort of in the frame there. It's slightly in the
Yeah,
frame.
yeah, just a bit. I see that now. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I've perfected my setup. It is even better than before. But now as a proper tech guy, I want new graphics card and processor and RAM. And
Right.
I've been slowly trying to like explain to my missus the importance of these things. Because I mean, again, as a lad, we need to slowly, we have to sort of break them down slowly. You can't just like come randomly out of the blue and, oh babe, I just bought this and it's important, I need it. No, you gotta come in and slowly be like, oh, you know what, my PC's just been running slow. It's like, it's terrible. I can't even get half the weight done in the time that I need it done. And then you end the day, you just leave it like that. Let's sit in her head. Then you come the next day. So yeah, she's like, how are you doing today? Oh, terrible day, terrible day. I was trying to upload something, total speed. Why is that? Oh, the PC, man. Like the RAM. I need to, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. I mean, 8 gigs used to be alright, but now the standard is 40. Is 64 gigs. I need that 64. But you know what? I'm just. It's just considering. And then you come and you weasel in the thing. Oh, you know. Ray got some new graphics card recently. I mean, and Annalie let Roger get a new some new RAM for his computer. So you just sort of weasel that in, and then slowly but
Nah, but
surely,
I feel you. I know
she
what you mean. I know exactly.
she'll just come and say, "Oh, you know what? Are you gonna get that graphics card that you wanted? You need it for your computer, right?" And I don't know if I should get it. That time in the back of your head, like, yes, finally it worked. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know if I should
It's
get
a
it.
thin line where you were right there, but usually when it comes that far, it will work.
Mm-hmm.
She won't back off, so you can actually allow that. I'm not sure if I should actually get. I mean, it's a lot of money, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
no, but you need. Yeah, so probably you're safe. You're in the safe zone at that
That's
point
it.
of time.
That's it. You,
But
you make
it's
you make it
exactly
hard.
as you say. Now you got to play it slow. You got to. It's like a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
You see the finish line, but it's
Yeah.
far away right over there.
Yes.
So slowly, steady. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Plant the seed.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Put some water on it. Let it grow a bit.
Some
And
fertilizer.
then we harvest.
Then you go to Lazio, you know what? It's got this new graphics card and stuff. It's so amazing. So great. How did the missus let you get that? Well, you know what? It took some time. But I worked her down, right? I worked her down and she
Yeah.
said, yeah, it's perfect. So
As long as you get it done before that whatever game releases that you're looking for.
exactly, man.
That's the deadline.
That's
The
that.
deadline.
I'm just because I'm looking at my performance and I'm like, I mean, my system is pretty okay. It's pretty like,
Yeah, of course, but I know how it is when you start to. I mean, years go by,
mhm.
and some components starts to get outdated and so on. I mean, I remember when that happened to me, and of course now it's so nice when I don't have to really think about anything when it's loading up a game or whatever have you. It just works. But I think Isaac is becoming in that situation, especially with the graphics card. I think he's starting slowly to look into something new. But that's how it is.
Mhm.
Like 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, something like that, and then it is what it is. Because the development, especially if we're talking gaming, it's like,
It's just getting better and better. I mean, even like for
yeah,
me, like I've like streaming and all this sort of stuff. I noticed a little when I put on the capture software and the game is running. Sometimes you
Yes.
lose a little stutter or whatever have you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
Those
think to
kind of things.
yourself, man, and the worst feeling is when you have a friend who's just done an upgrade on his setup. So I've had two friends who've done an upgrade in recent time. You and another friend in Trinidad. And the friend
Oh,
in
okay.
Trinidad, he sent me like pictures of all the boxes and stuff of the things he just bought. I'm just like,
The
as
horrors.
it's
Yeah.
just horrible. You're just like, oh my god, I
Yeah.
want it.
Stop sending me these pics.
So
I mean, he think it's nice. He's like, oh, look at this. I know you like this, and look what I got now. But it's not really. It's not nice.
it's horrible.
It's
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I'm suffering on the inside, and again, I have to slowly, I have to slowly whittle down the missus because I have to just get to that point where it's her idea. It can't be my idea.
Yeah.
I can't be the one wanting the new stuff.
There we go.
She
There we
has
go.
to be the one that wants me to have this new stuff because
There we go.
that's the only way it works.
That's how you work it, and also that's actually a kind of a technique that a lot of advisors are kind of their technique when they are working around maybe like a mighty politician or even a like a president or something.
Mhm.
Because you have to let him or her kind of think or believe that it's his or her idea, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's your idea.
You have to, if that happens, it might be actually coming true.
Mhm.
So plant the seed, as said, nourish it, and then harvest time.
That's how it works. Welcome to the chat, Miss TC. I think that's my sister's
Yeah, hello.
account.
Hi.
I think
Oh.
that is my sister's account. I have to say, I think it looks
Could
familiar.
be.
But hello and welcome to the chat. But yeah, generally, I've started the process of whittling my missus down to convince her that I need a new processor, a new motherboard, and some RAM. I'll stick with my graphics card for now. It's still
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
But man, I really need a new processor badly. I really need, especially like like the current industry standards. I can't be running on this. I mean, DDR5 is the standard. Why am I still on DDR4? I can't be living this life like a peasant. People out here living comfortable. I'm living that peasant life. That's not right. So I don't need it, but I need it. So
exactly.
oh, thank you for the compliment on the haircut. I think she's talking about your haircut, by the way, Raj. So genuinely speaking,
Must be yours.
I did get a new haircut though. I did get a new haircut.
You have a new haircut. I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I can't remember. No, I'm just kidding.
But your hair looks amazing though. You've got that whole silver kind of like experienced cool guy kind of vibe going.
It is.
It's kind of like what is it again? It's like it's kind of like Mr. Mr. Fantastic has that silver sort of streak going across the side of his head, or like sort of like there's this character in my head I'm thinking of, but I'm trying to remember the name of them.
Is it an act or no?
I think it's an actor. Yeah, silver hair.
Okay.
Sort of like refined.
Quite a few of them nowadays. I mean, some of the guys we've seen on the screen, like all of a sudden they start to, they're older, right?
They are. They've gotten refined. It's like fine wine. They've gotten impressive. I've started getting more and more noticeable grease in my beard. It's right here. It's coming out, and I'm starting to get patches of it. So,
right.
Because the other day I went to the shop. Welcome to the chat, Shimiyugi. I had I started to get some in my beard. I remember going to the shop the other day with Xavi, and the guy eyed me. He was like, because I was buying like cider or something, and he's like, "Do you have hey Eric, do you have any ID?" I was like, "ID?" I was like, "I am a parent. There is my child." Xavi was with me. Xavi was like, "I told you were gonna get ID'd,"
Exactly.
But I did. I felt good though. I was like, oh, still got it.
Yeah, of course. A bit of a compliment-ish. Yeah.
So, other than that, I've chatted with me mate in Japan this actually early this morning, and we were having a nice old chat, lad time, and we were just talking about how things have changed in the world and how life is, and things for him in Japan, things for me here in the UK, and the whole lived experience with having kids and wives and all this sort of stuff. And yeah, it's nice to hop on calls like that every now and then and just sort of catch up and just connect with people. And he was just saying to me like along the lines of like where he lives now is he doesn't really have a lot of he lives in the countryside. He doesn't really have a lot of friends and stuff like that, and it's different, because in Trinidad there's a culture we have in Trinidad where you could just like show up at a friend's house. You don't even need to call a friend. Like if you lived in Trinidad and I lived in Trinidad and I wanted to come see you, you just hear your doorbell ring or something, and I'd be
Yeah,
outside, and I'd be like, "Yo,
yeah,
what's up, Rog?" And if you're not home, that's never a problem because again, it's an island, it's small, so
yeah,
it's never. If you turn up at your friends and they're not home, usually their family would welcome you in. Come in, have something to eat before you leave. Like have a
yeah.
sandwich or
Right.
something, and then
Mm.
you wait. Maybe you chat with his missus for a bit. Oh yeah. So how's things been with the kids and everything? Yeah, life all right. Yeah. And then he comes in from work and he sees you. Hey man, what's going on? Yeah, what's up, bro? And then you guys, pull to the side, grab a drink, you have a nice little chat, and then you're
Mm.
there at 11 in the night, and your missus is calling you, asking you when are you coming home. So,
Yeah, exactly. Where are you?
where are you? Oh, I'm over at Roger's house. You know how it is.
Yeah,
I popped in to say hi. Happens.
had a few beers. Yeah.
Had a few beers. I had to sit tight and relax a bit so they wear off before I get back in the car. You know how it is. I'm being responsible.
Exactly.
Am I having another beer? Well, maybe, yes, I might. Which would mean you probably see me tomorrow morning instead. But it's all
Oh,
right.
actually, he just opened another one. I
He
can't say
just, I,
can't say no, can I? That's very rude.
it'd be
So
rude. It'd be rude. Terrible. Absolutely
yeah,
terrible. You can't do this. You can't do this. So,
yeah, yeah.
but it was. We were just reminiscing and chatting about how we can't do that kind of stuff in the countries
Yeah.
that we live in now, and yeah, it was a nice conversation. This friend, he's it's always a pleasure when I hop on a call with him. We've known each other for years. We've both been living outside Trinidad for about the same amount of time. So there's that aspect of it. We both have got families now and all the sort of stuff that come with that. And yeah, it's just it was a nice conversation to have, especially like we were speaking about our mental health and stuff like that. I think
Mm.
more so you're finding men actually talking about their mental health, and it's good to have a conversation with your mates and say, hey man, you know what, like I'm struggling a bit, but you know
Yeah.
what, but I'm still hanging in there. And that's good. It does
Good.
it does feel good to have those sort of conversations with the blokes. And but still, we gotta, hold on the fort and get stuff done, and that's how it is. So yeah, that's kind of been the week. Rog, I've taken
It's
up
been good.
so much
Been good.
time. It's been a brilliant week.
Ah, it's fine. It's fine.
How has your week been? Has you said it's sunny, it's warm. What else
Yes,
is there?
it's good.
No, no, no,
No,
no. It's
really.
not.
No.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's lagom. Ugh.
Exactly. It's
Ugh.
lagom.
It's
Lagom
lagom.
is an expression that Q learned when he was here. It's a typical Swedish saying. I would say it could be about almost anything that is like sits in the mid. It doesn't mean that it's too much or too little. It's just there. It's lagom.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the temperature outdoors. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's lagom.
Mm.
So that's a little
Mm.
Swedish, whatever for you. Because I can't find that word in not really in any other languages, not in English either, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But anywho, it's been long most of the time. No, but it's been good. Actually, last week was a bit of a yeah. We were talking about doing things.
Mm.
First off, we've had some nice, go away with the family, just daily small tours, having a bath, going to the sea.
You got
Um,
pictures? Do you have pictures?
yeah, we have I say we have pictures because we
Annalie
have this,
does.
of course. Yeah, we have common. We share the pictures, right? So it's not so many from my camera,
Mm-hmm.
but more from especially Adam and Annalie. They take a
Mm-hmm.
lot of pictures. Me and Isaac, it's more like, well, I like this, but oh yeah, take a picture. Well, maybe that's a good idea. So yeah, I've been eating good and everything, stuff like that. So nice.
Mm.
As I said, my oldest son was a few days down in Poland in Gdansk with a few friends. He had a really good time. Talking about taking pictures,
Mm-hmm.
he took a lot of pictures. So we sat down one
Mm-hmm.
evening and watched them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that was that. And then we actually, I talked about that we've had problems with our car. We've had our Mazda 6 for many years.
Mm-hmm.
It's from 2012, so it's very old. I thought we would have changed car like 2-3 years back, but we didn't. Anyhow, it has some problems, but still in quite okay condition.
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, we went to a car shop that is known for a good reputation when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to both. You can like let them valuate your car, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can, if there's something that you like in there, you can buy it, and usually they can make some good deal out of it. And that happened. So
Can I guess first
yeah,
before you tell me which car you got? Can I guess?
of course.
So you got a Lamborghini, right? You just traded in the Mazda and got a Lamborghini.
Actually, no.
Okay, I thought so. Obviously, it's a
No,
Ferrari, but it's
sorry.
all right.
Okay, yeah, this was a Ferrari. Of course it was. It was red. It has to be red. If it's gonna be something Italian, it has to be red. You know. But yeah, no, actually, we were like we tested three cars. One of the
Mhm.
cars is a Ford GTI, which is a bit of a sports car that me and Adam and Isaac checked out in April already. It was still there, and Annalie tested it too. It's great. It's a good car, good value for the price from
Mhm.
2016. So a bit older, but that was our goal. We wanted to have a used car. I'm not like buying a new car. This first off, no economy for that. Second,
Mhm.
I don't think it's a good,
It's not a good
very seldom a
investment.
good idea
Yeah.
because you just leave the car shop and it goes down like boom, 10,
Instant value lost.
15% instantly,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
value of the car. So yeah, long story short, no, we bought for the first time in our life, we are owning a Volkswagen. Yeah,
Ooh.
a Golf. Yeah, Golf GTE,
Oh, let me Google
which
that
is also
one.
a bit, yeah, a Golf GTE is a hybrid. It's both electric and petrol.
Mhm.
And a really good solution, I think, because we don't
What
wanted
year?
like a clean electric car. So
What year?
yeah.
What year is it?
This one is actually it's a bit older. It's 2015.
Look,
The fun,
in car like
yeah,
two years like a bit older is still really modern. Let's just
yeah,
be
oh
clear.
yeah, it is for sure, absolutely. The technique is great, and I mean
Mhm.
it's German quality. I have to say that, and I felt it already when I sat in the car. It was like, okay, it's all here. It feels great.
Mhm.
The power. I mean, it's strong, especially when the combination of both the electric engine and of course the normal engine. So we're really happy. We've already made some nice trips with it. Actually, just the other day. So it's we're very pleased. So Volkswagen Golf GTE,
Mhm.
big thumbs up. Actually,
Mhm.
one of the car dealers, a guy that was working there, because we were waiting to finish the deal and everything. Everything was ready, but then technique,
Mhm.
today's society, no papers, but had to go through their like whatever online bank
Oh.
system, and they had technical problems.
Mm.
So we were in the store at least 1 hour longer
Mhm.
until the salesperson, really nice girl by the way,
Mhm.
uh, she found out that they can do it like a back way thing through the system. So they got a QR code instead,
Mm.
so we could just scan it, and yeah, you see after
It's like
one
going to
one
a
one.
modern restaurant where you have to you don't get a menu. You have to scan the QR code, or you're sitting there. There's a code on the
Exactly.
table.
Yeah, it is a bit tiring to be honest, but we were patient. I mean, we felt that we had a good deal
Mhm.
also when it comes to our old car and everything. So it was fine.
Yeah.
But no, we're really happy.
Mm.
It's a great car. What we
Mm.
do now is that because we don't have like yeah, quite recently they made an investment in the garage places here where we live,
Mhm.
where people could like pay for these charge boxes when it comes
Mhm.
to electric cars. But at that point of time, we didn't know what we would get, so we didn't
Mhm.
do that. But actually, it's very nearby, up by the school.
Yeah.
We've been walking in this area, and it's very
Mhm.
close, like where Adam and Isaac were going to, the primary school.
Mhm.
And so we can just put it there, charge it close by,
Oh.
and yeah, no, I think it's a good. As I say it again, it's a kind of good mix of both worlds. Especially since we didn't want like I'm not saying just a clean electric car is good or bad. It's just that we didn't want that. So for us, it was it sits good in between there.
Mhm.
And again, the performance is great. It has some fun. It's like when you press the GTE button, it becomes a bit more like stiff, a bit more
Mhm.
sports like also.
Ooh.
So it's yeah. I tried it on some roads, so I know.
Well,
So I know.
don't worry, don't worry. When I'm gonna start. I've had too many holidays this year, but I think next year I'll make some time. I'll come over. We'll put it through the weekends. We'll
Absolutely.
definitely
Yeah, that will do for sure.
we'll go drifting around
100%.
some corners.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Let's do those corners. No, but that's taken quite some time. It was like a whole day the first
Mhm.
day, and then half day after, especially since there was some problem with the with the system when we were doing the payment and everything.
Why
but
don't
it's
you Why don't
done.
you just tell him,
It's
look, we've got Swift here. What are you doing? Don't make it
yeah,
complicated. Swish, man. Let's just get this
yeah.
over
You
with.
can imagine, right? Yeah, I was. It's but it is what it is. You know, they have to do it certain ways and la di da. But
Mm, mm,
quite
mm, mm,
yeah, well, that was a bit of a hassle. But overall, very happy about that. So that has taken time. Other than that, it's been I as I told you. I mean, last week we weren't here. That was
mm,
mainly because we were away
mm,
doing these small, uh, you know, going to different places and doing stuff. Just the
mm,
family. And enjoying the good weather. I
mm.
mean, it's been quite hot,
It's
especially for
warm.
being here, over
Yeah.
30 degrees and 30 degrees and just under and whatnot. But it's nice though. I still like it. It's summer. It's beautiful. You just take your shorts and t-shirt and just get out. You know,
That's
it's
the
I like that.
thing.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
I
it.
like that. I like that. It feels
Oh,
great, man.
it does.
So yeah, so we've been doing that, and we'll see what happens next week. We have been thinking of some things, but we aren't really. We're just in the yeah. We take things as it comes this summer, I would say.
Yeah.
The only one that has something planned was actually again Adam going to
Yeah.
Gdansk. So that's fine, but it's nice. And I've been doing some things in between. I've had a actually really nice. I think I mentioned I'm in at least two groups, one on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, but also one through another platform when it comes to like composers doing what
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing when it comes to music licensing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am now specializing a bit with certain tracks when it comes to trailer music. And
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten feedback from one guy, but now I have had two Google Meet talks with a
Ooh.
really nice British.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's in about your age actually. Lives close to London.
Oh.
So I was talking about Reading. I was like, I have a friend who lives in Reading. Oh, I know, it's not too far from here. So
Hmm.
yeah, no, he's a nice guy. So we're gonna continue, and it feels good because I've said it before. A lot of the things I do is very lone wolf. I sit by myself, and sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's like, okay, I need to talk to someone, or at least at least get that conversation. You know,
Yeah.
as you were describing, it could be about other things, but in this case, it was very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Could we talk about this? Can you share your experiences? Because he's come a bit further,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not as a whole when it comes to writing music. I
Yeah.
mean, I have a quite long background of many things, as you know, but especially when it comes to trailer music and that kind of uh, style of music, and
Mm-hmm.
also how to pitch the music to these different libraries.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, after at least last week, no, not next week, I'll go back again, listen through these tracks again, and do adjustments accordingly. And then hopefully in the beginning of August, I can start to push them out, so to say. So that's the next step.
Get it out there.
So yeah, it's a bit of those kind of planning things. We're soon getting into talk about, of course, what we've been watching, but also playing when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
video games. But I've been laying low there too. I've just done like one video a week on my channel, so I don't push too much. You know,
Right.
it takes too long time, especially since I've been also doing some. Oh, that's tech stuff. But
Yeah.
I think I told you that I've done a few. Uh, I, some would say reviews, but it's more like product placement within my actual videos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this microphone is one of those things. And then I
Mm.
got, because I know you have some, you know, this kind of wireless microphones.
Oh, what brand is it?
This is Fifine. Fifine is Chinese.
Ooh.
A audio company that has been in the business quite long. They have very price-worthy products. So it's
That
like
looks very
you know,
premium looking.
two of those, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, these are going for kind of a good price. I think it's like $70 or something.
Right. All right.
So they pushed down the price from like 1K, I think. So it's no, it's actually it's good. I used them in when we get into the gaming section regarding the game I've
Mm-hmm.
played. Uh, that's where I also did this. I do like a 2 minute,
Mm-hmm.
part in the video where I talk about this. So yeah, a good kit, like a box, of course, with all the cables needed.
Mm-hmm.
Because this you can also connect easily to a DLSR camera if you're doing vlog stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
a recording of some sort, or into actually I recorded it straight into my Google phone.
Mm-hmm.
The audio that is. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's also possible. So yeah,
That
those kind of
is
things.
that is absolutely amazing. That is super super cool. I will have to look into that brand. I've got another brand, but I'll definitely have to look into that brand. But speaking of which, we
Yeah.
are going to talk about what we've been watching, and
Yes.
I will get us started with
Yeah.
the movie that is the title of this episode. Is it worth watching Superman 2005? And I think I can give you a very easy answer. Yes.
Good. I was hoping for that answer, and yeah, go for it. But don't spoil too hard though,
No
because
spoil.
I'm not there yet.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
try to stay far away from the spoils as much as possible. This movie is a Superman movie where it's not like an origin story where he's starting off his life and he's no. This is like he's been Superman for some years. He's been doing his stuff. Blah blah blah. He's established. He's an established Superman, and he works at the Daily Planet with Lois and other people and all this sort of stuff. But it's very much there's a lot of callbacks to old Superman films where they call back to some stuff. There's some stuff that from newer films as well where I think they like they've brought in as well, and then they've got their own things for this particular film. And I think
Right.
I like this Superman. I think the guy playing Superman looks like a Superman. He looks super and he looks strong, and he's also likable, but at the same time, like he's got that emotional sort of side where it's like he's dealing with I'm this super powered person that's separate from the rest of the planet, but at the same time I'm connected because I've got family and people I love and all this sort of stuff. So there's that sort of internal battle between him. So it's more about I think more so than anything else, the film is more so about Superman's psychology, about how he thinks and all this sort of stuff. And then you have the psychology of Lex. I think I gotta shout out my boy, Nicholas Hoult, who played.
Yeah.
He's an amazing Lex Luthor. And granted, I'm a fanboy. I like Nicholas Hoult. He's amazing. I'm a fan of his. But he slayed it. He slayed it. Nicholas Hoult slayed it. He is an amazing Lex Luthor. One of the best Lex Luthors I've seen in general. Like he's very loadable. Like you watch him, it's like Luthor. He does the job amazingly. Alan Tudyk is in here as well. Tudyk, I think he amazing. He plays this character named Gary. I always like to see Alan Tudyk. I think he is, I think he is awesome. And I think Rachel, how do you say her name? Borsna. I think Rachel Borsna is a great Lois Lane. I think she looks adorable. And, you have other characters and different people playing different characters and different roles and stuff. I don't want to go into all the characters that we meet.
And animals. We got Crypto.
We do have Crypto. Crypto is actually one of my lesser liked parts of the film.
Oh, is it so?
I felt like, because just as if I can give a little spoiler, Crypto is not Superman's dog. He's dog sitting for someone. You find that out later, who that someone is. But Crypto is it's like he's now gotten Crypto in his life very recently, and Crypto's a bad behaved dog. He doesn't listen. He just destroys everything. He's naughty. It's just he is Crypto, right? So do I like Crypto? I find Crypto he added chaos to the film, and I think he brought in randomness. Maybe that's good. For me, I wasn't really sure. I liked Crypto. I was like, I kind of wish he was Superman's dog and he listened to him and stuff like that, instead of being naughty and stuff like that. But again, Crypto was a naughty, ill-trained dog, and when you find a reason for it, you do find out later in the film. It's like, ugh, really? That's the reason? Okay, cool. Not the worst thing ever, but not the best. You do get a lot of other superheroes in there as well. You've got what's his name again?
I think it's a Hawk Girl.
Hawk Girl is in there. Green Lantern, Gal Gardner, Green Lantern's in there. And then there's this other guy. He's like a
true.
He's got like a T on his face. Mr. Terrific. Yeah. So you got Mr. Terrific as well. And I think of the superheroes, the one who gets the most screen time alongside Superman is Mr. Terrific. But I think the guy who played Guy Gardner, this is the best Guy Gardner ever. Like we've never really seen Guy Gardner in films. Usually you get Hal Gordon and all that kind of stuff. Excuse me, or Jon Stewart. But I mean, Guy Gardner. Oh my god, it was cool. Honestly, I was fanboying. I was there in the film, like leaning over to Alex and like, So like so that guy, because she was like, oh, who's this Green Lantern? He's not like, I was like, no. So that's actually Green Lantern. His name's
Yeah,
Guy Gardner, right? He's not Hal Gordon. There's a bunch of other Green Lanterns, right? Because she's like, that's not what Green
exactly. Yeah,
Lantern looks like.
that
I was
can be
like,
confusing. There are so many of them,
so many, and so I started going through. So there's Guy, there's John, there's Hal, right, and the film is going on, so I have to pause. I mean, let's just finish watch that. All right, get a pause in there, and then there's Kai, and so I'm just going through and just sort of like explaining to her, giving her like little tidbits. Oh, so that's Mr. Terrific, right? So he's like either the first or the second smartest guy in the DC universe, super cool character, and so literally I was just
That's
a
funny.
proper nerd in there in the film, just explaining stuff to her as we went through.
Right.
But yeah, I love this Superman film. it
Mm.
was it was just fun, like a really fun movie, really really nice. I think it did touch on some real, like, because it does have some, like, there are parallels you can associate with the real world in the film. I will say, if you haven't seen the film, don't, like, try to stay away from social media
Yeah.
and people talking about it, because I think if the thing with films as well is that sometimes someone can put something in your mind without you even noticing, like, just from their opinion, like, oh, this is blah 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 blah, and then you don't
Yeah.
enjoy it as much. I think watch the film and watch it from the perspective of a comic book fan who's always watched Superman. And how is he? Superman is a Boy Scout. The guy
Yeah.
thinks about lives. He thinks about saving people. He
Mm.
thinks about, he is Superman. And so
Right.
it's
Right.
like going into that and watching it, because I didn't watch any of the stuff leading up to it. I saw stuff after,
Mm.
and I was like, oh, so this is how some people take that particular scene that I watched, and this is how other people take it, and so forth. But me personally, I just love the film. I think it was an amazing film. I think it is. I like this Superman. I like the characters. I like this
Right.
Lois. The music was amazing. You will love the music.
Good. Yeah.
There's the opening scene. Oh my god! There's a point when he just starts flying, and you're just like, yes.
Mm.
The fight scenes are amazing. Superman gets
Mm.
beat up a lot in this film. He gets a lot
Yeah,
of beating.
I have understood that.
But again, this is why I say Nicholas Hoult plays a really good Lex, because it's
Mm.
all him. He's the reason Superman's getting beat, and it's
He's
again,
the
this is
mastermind. Yeah.
he's a
Mm.
mastermind, and I think it's because of the fact, like, this is not Lex just meeting Superman. This is, they've known each other for years, and Lex has studied him,
Yeah.
and he's got all this in his head, and so it's like,
Mm.
it's a very well thought out thing. Do I think that the film is perfect? Hell no. I don't think it's perfect. I've seen other films that are perfect. This is not a perfect film, but it's damn near close to it. It's a 7.6 on IMDb out of 10. I give it a 9. This is a 9 for me. It's not 10. I've had films that I've watched that are 10s. This is not a 10 for me, but
Yeah.
it is damn near perfect. It's very close to being a 10. I think if you change a few things, I think crypto is one of them. I think make crypto, a few things around crypto would make it more enjoyable for me. I think there are other things I could say, but I don't want to spoil. But generally, I just loved this film. I could see a second film, because they've set it up in a way where there are characters from this film that can come back in the second or whatever have you. Like,
Yes,
if you know comic books and you know these characters,
Mm.
you get it. Because there are characters that are introduced
Yeah.
in this film. They're just like, oh, right. So that's who that is gonna be. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the second film. They've set this up perfectly. So yeah. I like Superman 2025.
This is great to hear.
Mhm.
I'm happy that I can feel your enthusiasm, and I'm happy to hear that. This is also what I got from actually both Adam and Isaac. They watched it, but
Ooh.
separately. Adam watched it with his friends, and Isaac with his friends.
Mhm.
And they're both pretty picky, and they've watched, of course, and grown up with a lot of these heroes and movies and whatnot. So I think, yeah, Isaac said exactly what you said, also, especially about Luther, that he was really good.
Yes.
It's also the thing is, and this started, as you said, I haven't watched a lot of, like, I watched one trailer, but I've
Mhm.
tried to stay away from like
Mhm.
spoilers, if that makes sense, which is kind of hard or almost impossible. But at the same time, I have been a bit amused of reading on social media when it comes to the gun fans versus the Schneider fan. Because it's kind of hilarious in many ways because they are so different, the characters and the movies, the way they choose to portray them, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. I mean, for me, it feels like this movie is more a bit back to the original. Like I feel a bit
Yes.
Christopher Reeve vibe and that kind of Superman,
Yes.
and I also feel the comics coming through the movie, because that's also, I think, a misconception, or at least people don't understand that some of the things in this movie is related quite strongly to things that made the comics the comics. I mean,
Mhm.
especially if you think about, yeah, this is a spoiler, but the robots, for example, in the Fortress,
Yes.
people don't know too much about that. They think about these alien-looking robots that was in like Superman Returns or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. How
When
do you say?
when when they
But
did when they did four, I was like four,
yeah. So no, but so with that said, I think, and also when it comes to a lot of people, yeah, that was initially the first thing when pictures and stuff was leaked from this gun movie,
hmm
was that what's that suit? It looks like, what is this cosplay or
hmm
whatever? But this is actually more towards what it would most likely start, at least what he starts off with,
hmm
what would come out from his mother's hands, Martha,
Yes.
when actually helping him to get a suit,
hmm Yeah.
because that's basically what happens in the comics as well to start with. So with that said, well, whether you like it or not, because again, a lot of people has grown up, especially the younger kids now, has grown up with
hmm
Henry Cavill being this darker version of the
Yes.
Snyder
hmm
universe, tough Superman.
hmm
But actually, as you describe it, this is more. I shouldn't. It's more the lore in a way when it comes to the actual Superman and what it stands
hmm
for and what he is. But now I'm looking forward to. I'm not sure if I will hit the cinema. We'll see about that. But
I think it.
um,
I think it's worth. I think it's very much
yeah,
a film
I
that it's
totally
worth
understand it's
cinema.
worth it. Yeah, I totally understand it's worth it. And as you said, I know a bit more when it comes to things you haven't said. I mean,
hmm
you mentioned crypto, and who might own it, and who shows up in the movie that might be
Oh, so you know
related
that?
to Superman. I know that.
Oh.
Yeah. But you were nice not saying anything. But I do know that.
hmm
I wouldn't say unfortunately, but I
Yeah.
saw a pic of her, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
She's in there.
So, which will of course probably show up on is it next summer? I think when
Yeah.
she will get her. Yeah.
I assume so. I assume it's gonna be something like that. But it is a very good I think it's a very cool film. I'm very happy with it. Even like for example, there's a character. I think she's characters. I don't know the character's name. I can't remember the character's name, but it's played by Maria Gabriel, the Faria, right? And as you know, for the culture, we always have to put in there. Ugh, man, her costume and everything, her look. Ooh, girl, damn, she plays a bad guy, but oof, she is.
Aha. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
For
The only
scientific
one,
reasons.
a few. Yeah, because I reckon that Hawk Girl is the one that was in which you haven't watched yet, but The
Mhm.
Last of Us actually, the
Mm.
season 2.
I do need
Yeah.
to watch season 2 of The Last of Us. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there you go. There
I
was a face I recognize, but no, I'm great sayings, Q, about the movie. I'm happy that you enjoyed it, and
loved
I
it.
know I will. I know I will.
Yeah,
100%.
you're gonna have a grand old time with this film, and
Yeah.
on top of that, as well, you know, it being like it's very authentic to the character. I think one something you mentioned just a moment ago that really really that I forgot but I've remembered now. This is probably the best Marta and what's the father's name?
Yeah. Hello.
I can't remember his name. But the Kents, Superman's
Yeah, the
parents.
Kents, exactly.
This is the best portrayal I've seen of his parents because
Mm.
you have to remember Superman is a farm boy. He comes from a farm. His parents are
Yeah.
farm people. They're like from the southern side of the U.S.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Kent, correct. So they this is the most authentic depiction of like Southern American farm people. Just they're just they are that care about their kid. That like good farm people, good like just down to earth. Like there's the dad and the mom, and there's a really good scene between them where they're having a phone call with Superman on the phone with Clark. And when you see the scene, you're just like, oh my god, they love him. These are his
Yeah, yeah.
parents, he loves them. It's sort of like, it's like, the kid goes off to uni or to college or they have a job somewhere and they call the parents and you're just like, oh, you catch up with your folks and stuff like that. But you got your own thing going on and
Right.
your parents on the phone and they're like, are you all right? Are you eating? Are you okay? Is everything all
Oh
right? And
yeah,
stuff.
all that.
And the dad is kind of, he's nonchalant in the background, but he's worried, but he's playing it cool kind of thing. It's
Of
like,
course. Oh man, I remember. Oh God, I got a memory from when I moved down to Stockholm. When I
mm-hmm,
was like I started the Royal Academy here in Stockholm when it comes to my music and everything, and I was 20 years old, 8, 19,
mm-hmm.
20, whatever. But those calls, especially very often, my mom called it, but I heard my dad in the background.
Exactly. That's
So
literally it. It's
sometimes mom was like, "Oh God, yeah, your dad is wondering if."
has he has he has he been eating? Has he got that thing? Because the dad's never going to be on the phone like, yes, son, how you doing, man? You're right. It's like, have you had food? Have you bought that clothes you need to get? Yeah, no. He's telling the mom to say, like,
Exactly. At least
sure.
it was like that. Oh my God.
But
Oh,
and that's the thing. I love that sort of dynamic in the film. And again, there's another scene I could talk about which is in the trailer. There's a conversation between Lois and Clark where he's getting to a point where it's essentially she's interviewing him as Superman, but they're in the room. At the point she's interviewing Superman, and there's a point where he's talking to her, so he's in his Superman character, and I love the way the actor who plays Superman. Let me look back at his name. David Cornswet. I
yeah.
love the way he plays it because when he goes from Clark to Superman, so in the room when he's at Lois, he's like, oh yeah, Lois, blah, blah. And then they're doing the interview, and then he's like, he does the switch, like he switches from his voice to Superman voice like that. And when the interview starts, and he's like, she's like Superman. He's like Miss Lane, and it's just like it's so cool.
Yeah,
And then
very formal and
very formal, and then and then they're having this back and forth about something, and it's just sort of like, he's Superman. He's having those moments
yeah.
where, and she's such a good Lois Lane because she's like an actual real journalist. I think you see a lot of journalists these days don't ask questions. They just read talking
Yeah.
points,
Oh
right?
yeah.
They just read,
Oh,
this is
there we
what
go.
they said to say, this is what I say. Whereas journalists back in the day used to ask questions. So why are we doing this and this and that? And they were very confrontational. They were very in your face.
Yeah.
They pushed
Yeah.
they pushed you to the point where people would break down. Journalism is a thing where you're supposed to get people to open up and say stuff that they otherwise probably wouldn't say. It's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
I've been in interviews where I've interviewed people and had them tell me things that they otherwise probably shouldn't have said on the record. And that's the coolest thing about journalism. And seeing Lois be an actual journalist where she's not just copy paste. And that's what, when you read the comic books and you watched the cartoons and stuff, that's what Lois has always been. She's not afraid of anything.
She's tough. She's very tough.
She's a tough person. She asks the questions. She doesn't care. She pushes to get her narrative across. Like even oh my god, there's so many cool scenes. There's so many cool scenes in this film. There's one, if you've seen this, it's like a tiny scene. It's not that big. You and I would understand that one. It's like they're gonna publish an article, and so Perry's like the guy who leads the Daily Planet. Yeah, so they typed up the article. They've sent it to Perry. Perry looks at it. He's like, yeah, He's like, okay, make these changes here. Right, good. Yeah, it's good to go. Yeah, publish it. And they're going through the steps of like clicking like proofread, complete, publish. The same stuff we would do when we when we were doing the button smashers back in the day. Like going through those steps of clicking the like submit for review, review complete, published, that kind of stuff. And I was just like, oh my god, I felt so like it was so close to home to me. I was just like, oh, I was sitting next to us. I was like, oh my god, we used to do that. That used to be me.
Oh man,
that was really cool. So I have to say, this Superman movie is such a touching film. I want to take Savvy to see it. He hasn't seen it yet. I want to go see it again a second time.
Right.
So I think I will go to. I won't go to the same theater I went with Alex, because that one's a bit more expensive. But I'll go to a cheaper theater, and we'll we'll have a daddy Sunday. You know, I don't know if I'll
Mm.
take Ty to see this movie because this is I don't even know if it's rated for him. It's 12A. I don't think I'll take him to see this, but I'll take Savvy.
I could be. Yeah, exactly. Go with Savi. That's good. Yeah.
So a Fantastic Four is out soon, isn't it? When is that out?
Exactly. No, it's true. It's very soon. Isn't it like just the end of the 28th or something
Let me
ish?
check. Let me check.
What could it be?
Fantastic
Yeah, I
Four.
saw a clip actually today. I think it looks quite promising, I gotta say.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Um,
And
I,
again, it looks authentic. It looks like classic Fantastic
yeah,
Four. I don't want to get too
yes.
excited, but I'm kind of getting
Hmm.
excited.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. I tried to stay low here as well, but I got a good feel.
Yeah, 100%. It's 100% looking. Let's see. This weekend, let's look at Saturday because that's probably right now. F1 is still in theaters. I still want to go see that. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. Classic Fantastic. Oh, it's Saturday. It's out. It's definitely out on Saturday. Let's see Friday.
Oh.
It's out on Friday. It is out tomorrow. Oh my god, Fantastic Four is out tomorrow.
No, like on this Friday, on the 25th.
It's out on Friday. It comes out tomorrow. Tomorrow's release date. So Thursday is the release date
Oh.
of it. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that happened fast. I wasn't okay. I thought, no, okay.
I'm thinking if I can take Savvy to see, I can take Savvy tomorrow. Tickets are $5.99. It's not that expensive.
Okay.
We could go see it. I would love to take Ty to see this kind of film, but again, it's 12A, and I have to always be responsible when it comes
I
to
think it's
Ty.
better to wait,
Yeah,
and maybe watch it at home later on, if
maybe I'll
that's the
get the.
case.
What I'll do is I'll get the cartoon version of Fantastic Four and watch that with Ty,
Exactly.
and then I'll watch
Yeah.
this one with Savvy because the boys are all from school. So,
Yeah.
and then I think that will do. I think that would be the way it will go
It's a good
accordingly.
plan.
So yeah, I think that's the plan. But anyway, that
Yes.
is Superman 2025. Rog, I can't wait till you see it because we gotta talk about these spoilers because there's a lot that I want to
Yeah,
spoil, but I
I
can't.
start to kind of maybe I'll go see it anyhow. I
Go
say
see
anyhow
it,
because
bro.
I started to think, yeah, I'm maybe actually just me and Annalie go.
Go make a date night.
Could
That's
be
what I did with
nice.
Alex. We went
I
and
have
saw
an
it together.
idea. We might go to Rigoletto, which is one of these older, beautiful cinemas in the central part of Stockholm, where we watched Will Smith in Independence Day,
Ooh.
and Adam was in the stomach of my wife, and she was pregnant, that is, and he made so much noise in there when the because it was like premiere and there was this laser show and a lot of strong music and stuff before the movie, right?
Mhm.
And he was kicking. I could see his foot like punching, and yeah, so maybe that could be
He was
like a
dancing.
thing.
He was dancing. He was
Yeah,
yeah. I think you should.
do
I
it.
genuinely think you should. I think it would be great. Because as I say, like
Yes.
going with Alex was just so nice. We sat
Yeah.
down. We watched the film. We got some popcorn. We had a nice laugh. We chatted about some stuff. I had a beer. It was just a really nice. And then we walked back from the theater because we
Yeah.
we live close to the center of town, so we walked back from the theater and we just chatted, just walked and laughed and talked about the film and all this other stuff, different
Right.
angles how we saw different things. Because again,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
not she didn't grow up on comic books and stuff like that. I did, so it's like there's a difference in how she sees it and difference, excuse me, in how I saw it. Like we both liked the film, but we liked it in different ways. So it was
Yeah. Of
so
course. Yeah.
it was sort of me just sort of like catching her up and teaching her a bit about it, and I liked that. It was nice. So yeah, I think yeah, it would be cool. I know she's gonna want to see Fantastic Four as well. But the problem with that is if we can't, it would be nice to take her and Xavi to go to see Fantastic Four, but we like, unless Ty's at a summer camp or something during the day, and we go in the middle of the day or something, yeah, there's no way. There's no way
Yeah.
the three of
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
can go.
Yeah.
So,
True.
yeah, because that would be nice. I can't remember the last time I've gone to the theaters with Xavi and Ty, Xavi and Alex together, because usually someone has to stay with Ty. So I can't remember the last time. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's that.
Cool.
Rog, what have you been watching?
Oh, it's so hard to go from this light-headed action and into what I have been watching, but I'm gonna try to do my best when it comes to this transmission. It's war. It is
War. Superman
yeah,
has war in it too, so it's
yeah,
all
it's
right.
true. It's true.
Connects.
Okay, a bit more fiction, but even so,
It's
no.
fair.
Me and Isaac, my youngest son, has been watching a documentary, or still watching it, because it's parts, I think,
Mm-hmm.
episodes. When it comes to Sweden and the war, that's what
Mm-hmm.
it's called, Sverige och kriget på
Ooh.
svenska in Swedish,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to do with the Second World War. Because from a Swedish perspective, it was very weird
Different.
or special, I would say, since we were neutral. We're not
Mm-hmm.
neutral any longer. Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
we're in NATO now, but
Apparently.
we apparently, but we were for a very long time. I would say for
Mm-hmm.
good things, for
Mm-hmm.
good reasons as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, then Second World War started, and it started to become quite hard in many ways. One thing
Mm-hmm.
to stay neutral, that's one thing, but also yeah, what they've done here, and I think this is brilliant. They have connected to people in Sweden, different generations, but of course mostly older than, because it's 80 years ago since the war ended, right? So they asked the Swedish people to actually send in like memories.
Mm-hmm.
It was letters, movies, photographies, diaries that people has been writing, and they got like thousands of answers from across the country. And it became like a story in 5 episodes, as said, about Sweden and Second World War. And it's really well made.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to know about things that I didn't really know about.
Mm-hmm.
Some things I've been hinted and whatnot. But I mean, in short, it's about the period, like also, especially when the war actually started, what's going to happen? What's going to happen with Sweden?
Mm-hmm.
And it became even worse, of course, when then all of a sudden Denmark and Norway got invaded,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the Finnish people had just been fighting against the Russians once more, and there were also Swedish soldiers that joined that winter war
Mm-hmm.
to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And Swedish was neutral, and it was like, okay, what are we going to do here? Especially when Germany started to put pressure on Sweden when it comes to the politics and everything, and the whole nation regarding being able to transport soldiers through
Mm-hmm.
Sweden up to Norway,
Mm-hmm.
like northern part of Norway,
Mm-hmm.
because the borders are quite apparently close to each other if you look at
Mm-hmm.
the map. That was a period in the history that is a bit dark, because I mean it was like, okay, what happened if we don't do this, if we don't allow it? Well, they might attack us. they
Mm-hmm.
they they actually threatened Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the balance with this?
Mm-hmm.
Some people think this is a dark part of the history, and a kind of a betrayal in many ways, and I know Norway was kind of pissed in many ways. They had to flee. The whole government fled to London and
Mm-hmm.
England. That happened also with the Polish government. They went to England, exile.
It's
But
amazing how
the
when
thing is, yeah, I want to say
oh
this
go on,
though.
yeah.
What I didn't know is that the Swedes helped a lot when it comes to people fleeing from, yeah, I think from Denmark too, but especially Finland, but also mostly from Norway
Mm-hmm.
when the Germans invaded. So they helped a lot of families that came over,
Mm-hmm.
and they also helped the Finnish children. I know they had a program. I don't know exactly the name of it. I know where the place was situated, where they put like a lot of these children that the parents were just sending over to Sweden to
Mm-hmm.
literally make sure that they were
That they
in safe
survived.
hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to hear about it. But also, what I wanted to say that I didn't know is that in Poland,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Swedes, not a lot of Swedes, but some Swede that was working in high positions in certain companies that was working within Poland as
Mm-hmm.
Swedish representatives, and these companies, they were collaborating with the Polish resistance movement,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually did a lot to help them, because they went for, like, business trip from
Mm-hmm.
Poland to London with documents to the to the Brits, and
Mm-hmm.
of course also the parts from the Polish government that were sitting there.
Yeah.
And I think the first documents that came to the knowledge of the concentration camps, that they came actually from this Swedish, I can't remember his name now,
Mm-hmm.
in 1944 or something, 43, 44. And at that point of time, the Gestapo was already in its heels, on its
Mm-hmm.
heels. They knew
They knew
that
he had
he
it.
yeah. But he planned another trip, but then he got to know that his friends or his colleagues at the company, they were arrested by the Germans.
Mm.
So he didn't go. That saved his life. Uh,
Wow.
but it's interesting, and again, it's so beautiful because I mean, there's so many. I'm happy again, and I said this before when it comes to these kind of documentaries. I watch a lot, especially also from the U.S. forces when it comes to the filmmakers that moved along these troops and everything, that
Mm-hmm.
they actually did that, also risking their lives. But
Mm-hmm.
here it's not like so much risking their lives because we didn't have the war up in our face
Mm-hmm.
as many others. But even so, they were filming and they were saving this and they were writing it down and they were documenting it, and they also had, because as with many other Western culture countries around in Europe and
Mm-hmm.
everything, Sweden also had its debates here when it comes to, I say this again, when it comes to how much should we, uh, how do you say, um, how much should we say yes to when it comes to the Nazis, like requests,
Mm-hmm.
and what it's worth, what and everything. And I say this because there was also, of course, as in other countries, also people here sympathizing with the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting. I have still one or two episodes left,
Mm-hmm.
and very very interesting.
I think
I
that's
like
the
history too, so yeah.
no, it's I think it's something that I find myself I find myself watching a lot of documentaries on history a lot these days. I think it's a thing that maybe as you get older you just get more and more interested in understanding like how the world works and the stuff that has happened in the past and why and trying to make sense of it all, especially because there's a lot of beautiful things in the world. I've traveled to a lot of great countries, I've made a lot of friends, I've had a lot of great food, I've learned a lot of nice things. Yes, so there's a lot of beauty in the world, but then there's a lot of darkness and bad and horrible
Sure.
stuff that happens as well. And it's sort of a thing whereby it's like I was listening to something earlier today actually, and they were talking about essentially they were talking about an interview that someone was having with someone from the US in the mid south or whatever have you. And this guy was self-identifying as a fascist, as a Nazi, right? And he was saying, oh, you know what, like Franco did this great thing and this and that and so forth from like I think was it Spain, and listening to that kind of thing, and what someone people were saying was like, oh, you're platforming these sort of people by interviewing them. And what someone said in there that really hit home to me, that I kind of understood, and I was like, you know what, that makes a lot more sense than that than the perception of just platforming them, is that it's better to know these people exist than not,
Yes.
because you could hide and say, oh well, they don't exist, and pretend like it's not there, but it's there. They do exist. They do
Mm.
have these. There are people, as you put it, there are people who would have sympathized. There are people who would think, hey, this is okay. This is fine. This is right. In the same way that there are people, and at the end of the day, human beings are so complicated, that in certain ways, if you look at a person, in their mind, no one sees themselves as a bad guy. I think from their perspective, they're right. They're not doing the wrong
Yeah.
thing. They're having a good positive view on good positive impact on history and on people and on the way their world. Because what sometimes we fail to understand as humans is that we live on the same planet, but we don't live in the same world. We have completely different lived experience. A couple of
Mm.
weeks ago, I was in Lancaster and I was talking to this friend that I made in Lancaster, and the way he spoke about the world was from the perspective of a young man who's never traveled really and been outside of the world. He's very much been, he's very English, and his
Yeah.
view of the world is very much tied around that.
Mm.
And it I didn't feel upset with him because he had those views. I understood why he had those views because he's young. He's only been sort of introduced to so many things. I remember us having a conversation and him saying to me, because we were talking about like bigger countries making decisions for smaller countries and the impact that has on these smaller countries. And he's like, well, I think the bigger countries should make these decisions because like we know better. And I'm like, okay, like, can you not see that this is not, we talk about freedoms and all this sort of stuff. You can't just want to impose yourself on a smaller country. You have to understand that the people in that country may have different wills and different things that they want and so forth. And as long as they're not impacting your country in a negative way, I don't think you should have the right to to sort of like impose yourself on them, because when you look at it from the perspective of the Nazis, they imposed themselves on everyone. It didn't matter who it was and whatever. They imposed themselves. You have to do what we want you to do because we know better. We are better than you. And so,
Exactly.
so this, when listening to this friend of mine talking and him saying, well, we know better. We're better than them. Now you can see that parallel. Do I think he's a Nazi? Hell no. He's a great guy. He's just young. He's inexperienced. He doesn't know much. He hasn't traveled. He's literally just lived in the UK his whole life. He's probably gone on 1 or 2 trips with his church and he's been back, and he's not met people. The people he's been with has been his church. He's not spoken to someone in a foreign land and got to know them. I was one of the first people that he's gotten to know, and you can see this guy, he's learning as we're having this conversation, and I'm learning about him and the viewpoints that he may have and so forth. And and it's a thing for me. I try not to judge people. Like hey, what's up, Ray? I try not to judge people because I understand we come from different backgrounds. I understand that in life, again, everyone probably has just the best intentions, but because of our differences in lived experiences, we live in different worlds. It comes off differently. And I think that's where watching documentaries helps, because you see different perspectives. You see, oh, this is what they were thinking when they were doing this. It's not, and I think that's brilliant, so man, I love a good documentary. And
same here.
That's the stuff.
The short saying is exactly what you have been pointing to. You learn about watching that is not only learning about things that has happened, but it also can explain a lot of things that are actually happening.
Yes,
because you start to see
parallels. You start to see the parallels.
Exactly, basically. So hopefully that will give you and maybe also others a better understanding. That's basically.
I think there's also a saying: those who forget history are doomed to repeat the sins of the past. And essentially, if it's sort of a thing, like you can see, like watching documentaries and seeing stuff that's happening today in the world, you can see the parallels and you can start thinking, oh my God, are we going down this road again? Are we going to do this again? Is this going to happen again? Are we going to say, oh my God, we didn't know, we're so sorry? And I think one of the things about modern life, living in these times, that I think it lends a lot is that in those times, like in World War II and World War One, and during slavery or apartheid or whatever have you, they didn't have as many cameras. They didn't have the average person on the ground can just film what they see and write what they see and take pictures of it. A lot of our history that we live now is documented. A lot of it is documented. A lot of it is there. Our kids take pictures. You talk about going on holiday with your kids. There's so much that comes from the pictures that we take and the pictures that we share and all this sort of stuff. And I think
the only problem, though, when it comes to that, is that pictures, unfortunately, today can also lie.
They can lie,
because it's so easy now with Photoshop, AI.
There's a lot of that, but I think
there's a danger in that. That has already happened, actually, in some conflicts. So
it has, and this is the thing where I say, like, where journalists are so important, because there are ways that you can tell if something has been edited and altered. It's kind of like maybe like music, like from a musician perspective, when you hear music, there are certain things that you can pick up on, and like, yeah, this is an actual live instrument, or this is electronic, for example. And in the same way, they've got like forensic people that go through images and they can look at it from a journalist perspective and say, well, this image has been edited. There are certain...
hopefully that can continue, that kind of... I think so too. In the long run, I think that's going to be the case. So I don't think we should be too afraid of that. But
and that's the thing. I think which is what I like about now in the time that we live in, is that there is a lot that I think future generations would potentially get from us, because of the fact that we document a lot of our lived experiences. And so when they do our history and they're watching documentaries on us, there's going to be a lot to look at.
Most likely. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed. Unless they just
Yeah.
destroy all the computers and everything's gone.
Exactly.
Where's
The
Lexi
system is
Gill?
down. I'm sorry, we can't do anything.
Yep,
Hope,
definitely.
hope you're
She is
fine,
in
by the
bed.
way.
Yeah, Rare,
Yeah.
she's in bed. She's not feeling well. She's under the weather. So she is in bed
Yeah.
at this particular moment. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Raj, we've
Yes.
gone a tangent and we have,
Yeah.
excuse me, moved away from what we've been playing.
It's true. It's
So
true, man.
let's talk about some playing.
Yep.
I will start by saying I've been playing eFootball. There was a new
Good.
update, a new presentation they gave. It was absolutely horrendous. Konami just dropped the ball.
No.
They're terrible. EA did an amazing trailer for EA FC 26, where the trailer was basically comments from fans on like Twitter and stuff like that, and they were like, it showed that, hey, we're listening to our fan base and these are the changes we're making based on what people have asked for. Konami's trailer was, oh, let's just show off some sparkly images of CGI characters running around kicking a ball, and
My God.
and people in real life people pretending to play the game and pretending to be excited. And I'm just like, this is so tone deaf. Like, EA's trailer came out and everyone was like, oh my god, it's an amazing trailer.
Yeah.
Konami does a whole presentation. Most of the presentation is Zico talking about what it was like to be them interviewing him about being on the cover of PES back in the day. Like, that's what people want to know. Or for example, Konami they won a Guinness Book World Record for PES, and they wanted to show their record, and so they spent a whole long time collecting the record and talking about it. And I was just like, these guys are just patting themselves in the back. Where's the game? Where's the changes that we want? Where's the So in the end, it wasn't all that. But they did, for the leading up to this, they did release a lot of stuff in the game. Pele is in the game now. I have Pele.
That's good. Yeah, good.
Puskas is in the game. I have Puskas. And Wayne Rooney is coming. I will have Rooney at some point or the other, but generally, it was a very underwhelming sort of presentation. At the same time, like, I'm still playing the game for now. It's I'm very disappointed in them and how they presented. I'm hopeful. They said they have more news to come, so I'm fingers crossing that they actually release some good news, something that actually is worth my time. But we will see. We'll see how it goes in regards to that kind of stuff. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We are we live in a time where these online digital games just run things a certain way. So that's eFootball. That's the gist of it. I've got a YouTube video up on Simply eFootball, which is one of my newer YouTube channels. You can go over there and check it out, where I talk about the press events. You can hear me rant about why did they do this crap? Konami sucks. So yeah, you can go watch that if you want. I think it's about 30 minutes long. Raj, what have you been playing?
Yeah, there we go. I gotta try to lead up to not talk. Talk about real men games. That's what we're gonna do now. No, but I like football too, and Q knows that.
Of course.
Yeah. But anywho, it's gonna be pew pew in a bit. I am waiting for tomorrow actually, because they're gonna release a trailer. They're gonna talk about Battlefield 6. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's a bit of a win or lose kind of situation here when it comes to DICE and EA regarding the Battlefield franchise. So I'm curious to see what they will present and what we'll see. Because for me, all they have to do is actually make it like Battlefield 4, but with a newer Frostbite engine and upgrades and better whatever they want to do. That's basically it, and people are going to be happy. I think they got a bit of a feedback back from the community regarding also that they want the guns to be class related, so they don't just, well, you can use whatever gun you want, whatever class you play. We and I say we, I don't want that either. Just if you are playing as a recon, this is what you have. If you're an assault, this is the guns you have, and blah blah blah. That's how it's gonna be. Yeah, you're very much welcome.
It makes sense.
Here now in this section. Yeah, it makes sense.
So, it just makes a lot of sense.
That's something I will keep my eye on from tomorrow. But I made a video recently. I talked about that last stream when it comes to Steel Hunters, this mech shooter that not so many people know about, and they haven't done a lot of fuss about it either. but it's been released since April in early access, and I tried it. It's not a bad game. It's a bit
Mm-hmm.
tactical and a bit slower, but it's an extraction mode, so it won't appeal to everyone. But I've had some fun playing it. I covered it, but the thing is, the incentive for me was just to see how it's doing more than
Mm-hmm.
anything. But then I just read, okay, they're sunsetting the game,
Mm-hmm.
and I talked about this the last time you and I spoke, and
Yeah.
it's gonna happen, well, fall, August or something,
Mm-hmm.
October even, I think. But anywho, so what can I do? What's my next video gonna be? It's summer, and I have to pick something at least. I mean, I need a video up on my channel. Okay, I'm gonna play an older game. I do that once in a while. So I went back in order to play Ironsight, which is a free-to-play
Ooh.
shooter that's been around for years now. Yeah, I think it's 2018 when it was first released.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, then I got to know when I got on the internet that they are shutting down Ironsight. So,
Wow.
so
Everyone just going downhill.
so the whole incentive, like the topic of the video, just changed from like flipping a coin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I have to talk about this as a dying game now.
Yeah.
Well, dying could be defined in many ways, not only having a decision from the devs or the publishers that they are
Mm-hmm.
actually taking down the service in August, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also the fact that it's so low player count. It's such a low player count right now. I can totally understand it's not sustainable
Mm-hmm.
to keep up the service and everything. But even so, I made a video. That's also where I talked about the tech I just showed earlier in the stream when it comes to this wireless Fi-Fine microphone. But anywho, it was it was a bit ironic in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few live service games that just pew go down like that, and that's
Yeah.
also why I have been mentioning. I did that already in Steel Hunters and also in this video when it comes to stopkillinggames.com. I actually talk a bit about it.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to make people aware of this,
Mm-hmm.
and because I think it's very tough from a consumer's perspective
Mm-hmm.
uh, when you don't have like an expiry date of anything. You never know. Will the game be here in 3 months, or will it be gone in like a few weeks, or maybe will it last 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
That we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And people, therefore, well, it's a live service game. There's monetization, and they start to buy things. They spend money, and then boom. Sorry, guys. We don't want to make you disappointed, but we have to shut down the game. Yeah, it is super important. I agree. I think so too. I think we're going to
Mm-hmm.
see more of that and more actions also around it because it doesn't make sense. I can understand the problems also from a kind of developer and publisher perspective, definitely. But if you think about it, especially when it comes to other businesses in life, it's nada guarantees for the
Mm-hmm.
actual consumer here when it comes to gaming. It's like you have you just flip a coin when you
Mm-hmm.
buy this new game, whatever have you. So it's like yeah. So that's Ironsight. I just wanted to add though that it's a pretty good game. It's still a fun shooter.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very Call of Duty-ish, one of those Call of Duty clones that has like made it, I would say, in a way, even though it's getting sunset now, but it's been out there for 7 years, something like that, and it has kind of survived and done pretty well at least earlier years. So
It really
it was
sucks,
good.
and I think to add to that, there's like if bring it to sports games, when you have those annual releases of games where it's built on a system where you use these sort of free to play mechanics and all this sort of stuff in them after you've bought stuff, because like my brother was asking me, hey, are you gonna get a new FIFA because the trailer was great and they've shown that they're gonna be doing all these changes, and I said to him, I was like, look, you know what, I'd love to, but that game is going to cost 70 quid
Yeah.
off the bat, and then in a year time it's going to be absolute, because they're not like, they're going to put a new game and everything that I've bought in that game is just going to be useless. And then they're going to shut down the servers a year later, and then
Yeah.
all my stuff is gone. And I remember going back to the old PES, like PES 2021, just to see how it is and all that kind of stuff. And I think I was talking to someone about the players that I had on my team,
Yeah.
and all of the online services are down, so you can't access your online profile and stuff. So if you purchased anything online in the game, it's just not existent anymore. You can't use it.
Wow.
And I think this is where, again, having systems in place whereby people can, if all these things shut down, people can have their own servers, run their own things, and so forth.
Yes.
I think that works. That makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense because let's just say I wanted to just go back in and look at my old team. Maybe I can't connect to Konami servers and play with
Right.
people on their servers, but I can play with my friends. I can play with people who have a copy as well.
Exactly.
But I think I think that is definitely it. With regards to what Ray's asking about this new identity thing in not safe for work stuff in England, I don't know about that, bro. You're gonna have to give me more details for me to understand that. So yeah. Uh, Really and truly, at the end of the day, games are hopefully everyone is signing these petitions and pushing these
Yeah.
governments to actually protect gamers, because even I've seen some news as well about PlayStation being sued by people in Europe and different
Oh.
countries for their predatory way of essentially having this closed off wall garden. Because remember, you used to be able to
Hmm.
buy a PlayStation game, a digital copy on
Right.
on Amazon or other places, and a few years ago, Sony said, "Look, that's not going to happen anymore. You can only buy digital games from us. You can buy
Mm.
cards to load up your account from,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but you can't buy digital games from anywhere else." And what some people have done is they've done a study and they've showed that PlayStation gamers spend on average twice as much as gamers on other platforms, because the market
Mm.
doesn't regulate itself, because Sony regulates the market. So because
Right.
of that, they don't drop the prices in line with other platforms and so forth. So let's say in comparison to an Xbox users save more money on average, or Steam, or Nintendo, even Nintendo apparently, because you can buy a digital Nintendo game on other platforms. I got some games on other platforms that were way cheaper than I'd gotten it from Nintendo. So
Wow.
yeah, they said that because PlayStation has that system, it's anti-consumer, and there's a lawsuit in class action lawsuits against them. I hope they lose that lawsuit, and I hope that they go back to a system whereby people can actually, like, you can purchase a PlayStation game pretty much everywhere else, because we're going to a digital, we are in a digital future. Pretty much every platform
Yeah.
is
Indeed.
digital focused. So it makes sense if we are able to then have choice, because that's one of the things that when I talk to people about, someone wanting to get a new console or whatever have you, and I say to
Mm.
them, get Steam, because I'm like, you have so much choice.
Yes.
You can, when I go to buy a game on Steam, I don't just go on Steam and just like click buy. Sometimes I do, depending
Yeah.
on if I
Yeah.
think it's a good deal, or depending on who the publisher is, and all that kind of stuff. But then you have other places you can go. You have your G2As, you have your CD keys, you have
Yeah.
Amazon, you have all
Mm.
these different storefronts, Green Man Gaming, that you can go to
Yeah.
and purchase a key. I will preface this: make sure that these platforms are getting their keys legitimately. But
Yeah. There we go. Mm.
at the end of the day, you can purchase a key and you can get yourself a good price, instead of having
Mm.
to pay, you know, 70, 80, 90, because the prices are going up. And despite the fact that the prices are going up, and I understand why, developers have to make money as well, but at the same time, people's salaries are not going up. So we
Oh,
want to buy the
true.
games and we can't afford them,
True.
and so I think more than anything else, I think that there has to be a system. And keeping in mind, even with the developers, yeah, developers make money in games, but it's the CEOs and stuff that really make the money, because at the end of the day, the developers make money, but they don't make as much as the CEOs make. So when a game
Oh
does
no.
amazing and they've got, a game is turned around how many millions or whatever have you, yeah, the developers probably get a cut of that, a small pie, a small bit of the pie, but the CEOs and those guys, they get super bonuses and stuff, and make
Yeah.
tons and tons of money on those games. So if they could take a cut from what they're earning and spread that all around for the developers and bring the prices down so that consumers can purchase it, win-win. And
Mm.
so having a system where it's not a wall garden helps us, the consumers. It helps keeps games going, and again, hopefully we don't have to keep sunsetting games, and they can actually
Right.
keep games running for as long as possible. And if they have to shut it down, give us a way to actually play our games.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's a good one. Mm.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
We've done it. We've done
That's it. It's starting to become so
it.
hot in here. I need to leave this room now with the lamps on and everything. I did live stream yesterday
Mm.
and 2 hours playing, which was fun, but man, I needed to take a shower after that. It's like,
Sweated. When are we doing Dead by
yeah,
Daylight, bro? When are we doing that, man?
it's soon. Not this week, but it will happen definitely.
Mm.
This is something I'm planning.
Okay.
because there are new characters that I want to play and check
That's
out.
what I'm
So
saying. That's what I'm saying. And
yep.
I don't go into that Dead by Daylight without you because I want my most authentic reaction to the characters when
Yeah.
we hop on
Same.
together.
No.
So
I'm not touching it before I know that we can play. So it's yep. That's how it's gonna be.
yeah, brilliant, perfect.
But we have a podcast. Yeah,
Yeah, we do. We've got a podcast.
we do.
Yeah.
Another one under the belt.
Whew, beautiful.
Yeah,
Love it.
it's beautiful. Yeah, it's been great. It's been great actually. And I was again the highlight for me was to hear about the Superman movie. I was almost sure that you would like it. I think I
It's
know you
beautiful.
that well, but you know you never know. Things
You
can
never
actually
know. You never know.
something like that.
So
Yeah.
yes.
Dead by Daylight is good stuff. I think it's one of those games that is quite fun to come back to.
If you have a
But
copy of Dead by Daylight hands, I think it would be great to jump in and play with us. I think it would be cool.
But it's also time to close shop. I need to go and drink water and breathe. But I'm happy that you guys are around. Take care now. Hopefully, talk to you next week. I don't know 100% what's going to happen though for me and my family next week when it comes to the vacation that is still ongoing, but we'll see. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed when it comes to the tips regarding the games we're playing, what we have been watching. I think you all know that Superman for sure is a good bet for now.
Mm-hmm.
The new movie. Also looking forward to check out the Fantastic Four movie. So take care. Don't burn yourself in the heat or the sun. Play it healthy and safe, whatever have you. An apple a day, and talk to you soon again. So with that, guys, muffin and out. Waving
Beautiful
with
as
the
always.
microphone again, like this.
I will say
Like
this.
the wand.
A wand.
Abracadabra.
I will say one thing though. You don't know what's happening for your holiday, but I do. You're taking Annalie to go see that Superman movie. That's what you're doing.
Actually, good that you're saying that again. I will actually do that. That's true.
And then we're gonna talk about it next. So with that, you can find Roger at 40 Splish Splash. That's number 40 at SPLESH. He streams on a Tuesday and a Sunday. That's correct.
It is.
Whew, beautiful.
You got it.
You can find me at LP Garden. That's LPGRDIN. Pretty much everywhere else. Or Gardens.eu. And you can find us at Simply Binge or at Simply Binge UK. Pretty much all over the internet. And as always, we wouldn't like you guys to miss out on any of the episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like you subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Acast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, simplybinge.com and elsewhere. And we're so confident they're going to like it that we're giving it for free. So, as always, guys, this has been cute. For your pleasure. It's a wrap. That's the episode.
That is the episode.
Nice. I'm hungry. I am hungry. Also, I want to go play with Beyblades.
Yeah, try it out, of course.
I want to go. I want to spin them. My brother was asking me. He was like, how long do they spin for? Q, like, do they spin longer? Like it's a minute. I need to go and record a video of them spinning and just show it to him and let him know, like, yeah. So
yeah, if you get a good thrust or spin, then they can go on for some time. It depends on the surface, of course, but yeah.
We've got a Beyblade arena in the Thai.
Oh, you
arena.
have?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Thai owns one. But you know what? I got one for Thai like a while ago, and when I went to the shop, they had a new arena, and I was like, oh my god! But then I was like, the new arena is like $39.99. I'm like, how do I justify this to the missus? And I couldn't find a reason that I could justify it, so I was like, damn it, I'm gonna have to leave it. But at some point, I'm gonna slowly whittle her down, and then you know how it works.
Yeah, I know exactly how it works. Yeah. Oh man.
So with that, let's we're off this internet thing. Let's get some food in me, and you get a walk. I should take a walk as well.
Yeah, I think I gotta go out and take a walk. First a glass of water, and then a walk. I think that's the right way to do this.
Yeah, let's call it that. All right, I'm gonna get